je m'attends au pire. Est-ce de ma faute, est-ce de la tienne ou celle des autres? Moi j'ai douté, j'ai tant douté, j'ai trop douté. J'ai perdu la foi en l'amour d'autrefois. Moi j'ai broyé du noir à force de redouter. Tu t'en iras comme tous les autres hommes avant toi. Tu t'en iras de mes bras. Tu t'en iras comme tous les autres hommes avant toi. Je n'attendrai pas que tu le sois, mais tu grandiras comme tous les autres hommes avant toi. Sauve le décor, j'ai plus la force de devoir dire au revoir. Tout ça pour toi, tout ça pourquoi? Pour me mettre dans tous mes états, n'en fallait pas venir me voir. Tu t'en iras de mes bras. Tu t'en iras de mes bras. Tu t'en iras de mes bras. Tu t'en iras comme tous les autres hommes avant toi. Je n'attendrai pas que tu le sois, mais tu grandiras comme tous les autres hommes avant toi. Tu t'en iras de mes bras. Tu t'en iras comme tous les autres hommes avant toi. Je n'attendrai pas que tu le sois, mais tu grandiras comme tous les autres hommes avant toi. Même sans goûter, même sans doute. Même sans goûter, même sans douter. Tu diras que tu m'aimes, mais tu ne le penses pas. Même sans goûter, même sans douter. Je dirais que tu m'aimes pas et tu te lasseras. Mais moi je m'en voulais, moi je m'en voulais, moi je m'en voulais. Mais qu'est-ce que tu crois que j'aimais?
Hey there, imaginary friends. It's gonna be a bit different now. I'm trying something out. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. For now. Well, fuck. This means it's gonna be extra bad. You'll probably hear a loud sound in about an hour. Keep that in mind. And you will probably be hearing it, maybe, for a while. Hopefully this works out somehow. Maybe I'll sound a bit better now, since I'm not in the Jabba the Hutt position. Dank Daddy is back with a vengeance, with a depression. Which way will this go? There might be interruptions. I didn't want to wait for too late. Rockstar had something to install. Didn't anticipate that. Yeah. I might decide at some point to... You know, I'm not the kind of guy that will install stuff easily, but I might switch to Hitman. Might. I told you that how I was thinking of random games, and it didn't occur to me that I have GTA, but I also have Hitman. So, I mean, they both are kinda gimpy, but fucking story mode, probably online too, is way too fucking inconvenient. I still wanted to weird flex and do another of these. Beige NPC can go AFK in this game. I can have some peace here. You don't watch that anyway, so it doesn't matter. Unfortunately for me, when the Windows key doesn't work, operating system key, some others do combo at least. Alt tab. So I wanted to explain now old setup. Never got the chance and now it's obsolete. I'm gonna try this now. Had mood swings, but I decided on this. Took me quite a while. I didn't wanna bother with making another tier, and I still have no clue if I can add YouTube link on it, unlisted of course. It's gonna be awkward if it doesn't work. This is all your fault. I didn't wanna bother with this. Do I go into that? It's gonna be awkward if it doesn't work, but I don't know, maybe I don't expect anyone actually to become a patron, but I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing something and I need to respond. So yeah, I mean, maybe I'll go into detail at some other point. I hope we have time, but I don't know, I have the urge to get everything out at once and trying to fight it. Okay, this feels a lot better. Going AFK. I think you underestimate in how bad of a state I am in every way. Okay, let's first go with intros. I wanted to use Hitman intros, go into everything, but I guess this afternoon I got recommended that song, which sounded familiar, and I don't know, it didn't hit me right away, but not too long after. I quite liked it and decided to go with that one. Now, why the French Connection? I mean, I didn't really plan on it, but I decided to make a bit of a theme there. That's why the other intro as well. That one came to mind recently. I mean, I know it for a while now, of course. Apparently it's not that far in the past either. Yeah, I can waste your time easy. Mine as well. Yeah, why the intro? First of all, I guess let's go into some stereotypes. And you know, maybe I'll go. Okay, that's perfect now. French seem two are able to take it in a good way. Ah, you know, everybody else is, oh, you offended my country, but you know, they, or I am not aware, it doesn't matter. So they take it like champs. So, and you know, I just don't share the opinion of their president that they have no culture. What else? I don't want to remember. It was a nice segue, but I went too wide. So that's one. Yeah, I like the culture. Maybe we'll go into that as well. Yeah, the fucking European and other stereotypes. Maybe I'll go into that as well, more widely. No matter which road I take, it's gonna be a long one. So I'm trying to be on point relatively. So why? Even that road is gonna be too windy and long. Why? Because I watched a stream, let's say it like that. Maybe we'll go into details later on. I decided to go into a French stream. I guess maybe I'll go into detail later, but one view French stream. Notice how there are no zero views streams. So, you know, smart move there, unlike mine. So, and I've noticed, you know, many of those kind of streams, they are talking, usually they are in a group of friends, I assume. Not imaginary like you. Fuck, I forgot to go into that. Maybe I'll go into that also later on. So, and he's talking in French. At first I didn't want to go into French stream, but I, you know, thought might as well. Some French guy with his friends. I guess I need to emphasize that. And they are speaking in French, which is one of the stereotypes, that they don't speak any other languages. But at some point, you know, I'm doing something, it's in the background. I don't know, I guess something happened. They either extracted or killed something or someone. Sacre bleu. And at that point, not the streamer, someone in his chat said, "Goodbye, my love." And it came fucking out of nowhere. You know, they're just playing the game and sometimes chit chat, and out of nowhere he says that. And I just drop everything, start laughing. I fucking didn't expect that at all. It came out of nowhere. I mean, it was the moment, and you know, they do speak other languages, but also at the same time confirming the French stereotype. You know, out of nowhere, you know, out of all the fucking phrases, he uses that one. So, you know, I laughed quite a bit there, then resumed the activities. So, I wanted to get that, while I'm still feeling it. The song and that moment that happened yesterday, a day ago, around, I don't know, this time or something. So that was quite, I guess we can go now into culture. Yeah, a lot of this is inspirational, and you have to feel it. It has to be the moment. It can be gone later on, and I had a bunch of visions. Sadly, I forgot a lot of stuff. Depending on how this goes, I might, I wanna get some stuff out. Let's before I forget, let's first, take a moment and then go into culture and the riddle of steel. Enjoy the silence, enjoy the traffic. Been a while since I streamed. I like to make it comfy. If this works, hopefully we can make it. I do. I wanna get more stuff out, and if it's not too inconvenient, this might be completely, maybe the stream break broke already. I wouldn't know, and will not know for quite a while. Yeah, let's talk about Riddle of Steel. I wanted to talk about for quite a while, but this is the moment. Why has France the best steel? I guess I skipped quite ahead till the end. I have no fucking clue. But looking from afar, the only place that comes to mind, and you might know some small village in the, I guess Greenland is now talked about. Oh, that's the best place in the world. But I'm talking about it a bit more generally. Not some beach or whatever, but a country that has got it right the most. A plausible. Of course, France is not perfect, far from it, but which country is? Everybody got hooked on that propaganda, and like I said, I have no clue, I'm just winging it here. But when you see, I have no clue how is it in New York, but whatever you see from there, it doesn't seem too enticing. I don't work in some industry that's there and that's, well, am I interested in any of that? You know what I'm saying? And there was, quite the, I mean, US in general, the best place in the world and stuff. But realistically, which place is it? Okay, I went way too fucking wide with this. What I mean is, as you probably know, steel is made out of, as far as I know, iron and carbon, coal, I guess. So coal or carbon, I'll say coal, gives it flexibility, and iron, of course, gives it strength. And depending on the proportion, the balance, it can be too rigid, too brittle, or too flexible. So the trick is to get it right. I don't know about the purposes. I assume it's probably not the same for everything. That's literally, metaphorically, from Conan. We know that that guy came to the conclusion that, I don't know how to say it and not to sound, that I don't know how he says it. Is it flesh or people are stronger than steel? Never got to talk about Furiosa, but there's a reference there that I appreciated but I didn't like. And of course, finally, if we look at it metaphorically, which place has that ratio the best? Structure and flexibility. From top of my head, I would go with France, but maybe you have a better answer. Maybe there is a better answer. Okay, let's go take a break and then go to another movie. I guess at this point I could go into two things, three. First of all, I guess I should say that I'm not really Francophile or anything. Or against it. My views were, and sadly mostly still are, a bit more rigid. I'm not speaking subjectively, I'm speaking objectively, relatively. I don't know what my subjective feel would be. I'm sticking with my default settings. That's number one. Number two and three, hopefully I remember. Yeah, the number two would be Gladiator. Yeah, number three is this setup. Number two, Gladiator. There's that scene, if I remember correctly. I think it's early in the morning or something. 4 topless guys practicing some sword fighting in the winter, just like now. A nice scene, one that I still remember from the first viewing. Funny how a lot of movies I barely remember, only a scene or two. I remember quite a bit out of Gladiator, but that scene particularly, and in a way, if you multiply the opponents of that main villain, no matter what I do and how I do it, I might deflect a blow or do whatever, there will always be bunch of more people around getting cut, no matter what I do. So at that point, I cannot and will not pay any attention. I made these waiver disclaimers too fucking many times. I guess I need to do it again. And now we come to the step 3. This setup. This setup is finally how it's supposed to be. True imaginary friends. How it's supposed to be. And by the time I don't think anyone will subscribe to my Patreon. That's pretty educated and safe bet. So how will this be? I will wait for a while, probably months. In that time, I'll, set it nicely, maybe stream again. Then I will make a lower tier, rerun tier. Then we'll wait a bit more. And then I will release the streams in a bulk. I don't know what you're doing, but I know you're doing something, and I clearly cannot do anything about it, but I have to do something, and this is it. I know some think, I guess I'm going into this. It's gonna get bitter and pathetic, but need to get it out at some point. Assumed, sadly correctly, that I guess just take it and okay, maybe not that, and I'm still thinking about thing or two. I let things play out themselves. But that I will stream anyway, no matter what. And that is sadly true, but not completely. As they say, I completely forgot about the consequences in John Wick. But yeah, there's always a breaking point, sooner or later. And I guess this is the moment when I could go into some other stuff, like, I mean, I had the, not this, but I'll go into this, Worst of Both Worlds. It's a dead channel that had the bad stuff out of from a big channel and none of the benefits, you know, and that seems to be a theme here. I'm not gonna say anything, but I could say a thing or two. I guess I will. I thought some stuff are local. You know, commie country, pseudo-socialist. And that people don't understand the concept of investment. They clearly don't. But it seems to be universal. Especially females. I, I also am hard on clicking a button or two, mainly subscription, but I still have a bunch of channels that I'm still subscribed to that have just disappeared. Some said their farewells, some did not, but all of them were much more successful than mine. The only place where I did go and asked for content, which was a bad thing to do, was one place, and I elaborated that, but I quickly realized my mistake. I still wish them well and hope they do make nice new content, but that's there to give or not. And there is a lot of other content out there. If this channel doesn't even get a view, not to talk about anything else, any engagement metric, channel stays dead. What the fuck do you think is gonna happen? You wanna act smart, but this is how smart you are. I've been streaming for years now, probably 3. I should have dropped it way before, but I might drop it completely at some point, but for as much as I can, I will try to do it one way or another. I could go into detail, but I will not. I think this is quite enough. And yeah, this is also convenient because I don't really think things through, so being unlisted helps me out a bit, and being postponed helps me out in 2 ways. One, fuck the current events. None of this will be current by the time it gets released. And the second one is I can talk random shit finally with my true imaginary friends. Hey there, buongiorno, buongiorno. And don't, you know, you can be real fucking tiresome. You know that. Projecting triggering and stuff like that. I'm tired of it. Not to say the fucking cult-like behavior. I don't know what the fuck you are doing, but I'm avoiding, you know. I'm trying to choose words and not go into, but this is much nice. And I like just, you know, being inspired and go into stuff and not thinking who's gonna think what. Who's gonna take it how. That's, you know, the gladiator moment. Who has what opinion? And I guess I will use the douche tactics. Oh, that happened ages ago. That stream happened half a year ago. What are you talking about? I don't even remember, though that is true. You know, I barely remember anything. I guess I'll go into fears later on, hopefully. living rent free, that happened ages ago. What the fuck are you talking about? I have no clue, I don't remember. All the fucking kit. And yet the fears. When I was just consuming content, I always wondered, how the fucking does the streamer not remember what he talked about yesterday? And now I'm in that position. I fucking don't remember. I guess when you talk and not listen, that's what happens. My fear there is because I am in a desert, walking around in circles, without any landmarks. I can end up anywhere. And one of my fears is that maybe I found a solution at some point, oasis, and that actually happens quite a bit, and I completely forgot about it, and might be walking the same path, but end up in some completely other place. But I guess that's the reality of the situation, and I like to be not reality friendly, but I like to work with reality. I'm just bullshitting all the time, so don't take any of this random stuff seriously. After the stream, I'll check the link and see if I can put it on Patreon. And then, if I am able to do so, I'll be too embarrassed if I cannot do. I'll just let it simmer or stew for a month. So it doesn't get current anyway. Yeah, I guess at this point I wanted to fucking use Scatman's World intro at some point. I always forget. There's a local version. Dobrodošli u Iliju svijet. It's not as bad as I remembered it, but I'm not gonna use that one. But I had a whole fucking vision inspired by something, definitely, but sadly I forgot. So I'll just scuff it here and go into another vision, get two visions out. I completely forgot about this one. And I think I had the whole setup. There's also a joke I can tell, but it's too long, and I'll also start telling jokes. Maybe I'll tell the joke here. Okay, let's go step by step. So I think I also had the name, but I guess this is good. You don't get attached to your art. You can wing it. So I guess in Soviet Russia, I guess some commissars go into some home. We heard you're listening to the foreign radio or something. You don't believe in communism anymore. I had really nice setup, but I forgot. I think it was something about you don't have faith in communism anymore. You need to come with us. There was a beautiful story that I forgot said. I'm sorry. I truly am. So come with us. So okay, of course, I understand. Are you... I had another name, but let's go with the Vladimir Ilyich Sketman. And I guess the son name will be, I don't know, is Vanya from Ivan, Vanya. Run, Vanya, run. The street is frozen in this time of year. Run to America. And remember the words. Words are the most important. But I think it's John Scatman, that's why I use Ivan. I'm not sure, maybe I'm wrong, but let's stick with it. But little Vanya was too tired. Words doesn't matter. Okay, so something like that. And the words were the most powerful, but now we will never know. It's lost, like this vision. I know there was something, and that inspired me, to make that intro that I forgot, but I remember these parts. Remember the words. I crack myself up with crack. The other one, do I tell the joke? I guess at this point I'll just dump stuff. Maybe I'll use it as intros at some point, but I knew this for a while. I guess that's also, to plant myself there. Fellow genius, Grisha, Grigory, he also has, I forgot what the last name. I guess a while back there was some math bounties. I don't know, 7 or 10 unsolved math mysteries. No wonder they are unsolved with that math prefix. And Grisha solved one of them. Of course, after he solved it, everybody, like always, becomes an expert and solves it themselves. Not any of the rest of the mysteries, just exactly that one. I don't know, I guess he had his principles. Also, didn't take the reward. Decided to pick mushrooms. something that just came to mind. Look it up. Good luck with the rest of the mysteries. I guess it does matches up with the stuff I said before. With attitude like that. What else? Yeah, the joke. Also in Soviet Russia. By the way, my jokes will be scuffed. I barely remember. And it's just a reference for you to know that they exist and to potentially look them up and see them in their right place and version. So this one, some guy good at math becomes prominent, and friend of his comes up and says, "Are you in a party?" He says no, or someone else, doesn't matter. And he says, "Oh, you have to be in a party, but I'm not into it. Doesn't matter, you have to be, or you will be considered enemy or something." So he joins the party. I'm gonna, speedrun it quite a bit. Then you have to go to the party meetings. He also, you have to. He goes. He listens to the speeches, goes up to the stage, and says, "I'm sorry, comrades, but I've been listening to this and trying to understand, but none of this makes any sense." Everybody's silent. After the meeting, his friend runs up to him and says, "Are you insane? You have to run right now." He says, "I'll need to go to the apartment." "No, you don't understand. You have to go now. You need to get as far as you can away from here to Siberia or something, and go to some village or something, and just try not to get caught, fly under the radar." So he does. I don't know, maybe he goes, takes some money, but that's it. He doesn't need any papers. And he lives in some village, but time passes by. He decides to go into some nearby small town. Says he never had any papers, or he lost them. He's from some village. And gets a job as a street sweeper. He's good at it. I'm speedrunning it here. It's a very long joke, and you need to go into details, get you in the, immersed. They say you're a very good worker. You need to be in a party, the same. But I remember you have to. What school do you have? I have no school. Or you have to go to that evening school, Sunday school, however you call it. No, but he goes into the Sunday school, and he needs to relearn math. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2, and when they get to 2 plus 2 is 4, he fucking loses it. That was the breaking point for him. He says 2 plus 2 can be 5. And the teacher says, what? He stands up, goes to the board, takes chalk and starts doing the process, the formula. He goes at it and it, it's on and on and on, but the years took their toll and he stops. He forgot. He tries to remember, but he can't. He tries and tries and tries, hitting his head, and at one point he turns around to the class, and the whole class has their hand next to their mouth and is looking at him, whispering, "Bones constant, bones constant." I don't know if that's the math term. I guess there's some term like bones constant or something. So the kinds of people that laugh at the joke twice, once when it's told, and second time when they get it. I'll give you a minute. The whole class escaped scientists. Which brings us to my next vision. I was in a room like that for a while, with a street light just behind the window and the blue curtain that shined the light inside, with then my setup. Doesn't matter, that's when I watch the most movies on PC, sadly. Not gonna go into that. One of more things that you made sure to ruin. Some IRL stories. I will sadly not be able to help myself. Will still share some, but not as many. I guess I should be differentiating here, but I'm speaking generally. Sadly, those of you that were just positive will have to suffer the consequences as well. So yeah, I'm climbing. I guess those are not cobblestones, but They are the only stones I know. I'm climbing on top of the some stone castle. Stairs, steps, windy. I'm in one of those side towers, not the highest one. Those round rooms. I'm holding maybe one candle would be too little. Or is that candelabra? Candelabra. Maybe they are not regular candles. Maybe they are scented. Maybe they are colorful. Happy Kwanzaa. I opened the heavy wooden door. Squeaky as well. Closed it. Like I said, round the stone room, and I feel something a presence. There's that, castle window with nothing on it. Moonlight. Couch, coffee table, a bit of carpet, armoire. PC is turned off as it should be, but between the coffee table and the window, by the couch and the armoire, there is something, someone. I told you not to come here anymore, but it remains silent. A spectre. A hologram. Let's see. Like all the other holograms, a bit of a bluish grayish. Let's not go with the green. Let's not revolutionize everything. I'll stick with the classics. And I tell him to get out. He doesn't. I get to it, and we grab each other by the collar with our lefts. We cock each other back, ourselves back, like if pulling the rope. Our heads and that was fun. We should do this another time. Give me a minute. Fucking stream snipers. Okay, let's finish this. I'm interested to see if, I mean, my voice definitely changed. We've been going at this for quite a while. I mean, za sve pare, I'm gonna make your money's worth, imaginary money. So yeah, we heads and right hand fists are cocked back. We are trying to inflict blows and at the same time dodge them, and one of us misses and grabs the hold of the other one to prevent him from striking and try to get him down. But at that point we remember that we are not real fighters, but gamers or call it what you want. And we just start slapping each other on the arms, crying in pain. Nerd fight. And trying to hold each other's arms to prevent the hits being unleashed. And in that scuffle, if that is the word, I manage to grab his hands a bit better. There's back and forth, back and forth. And I manage to have him fap me off. I step back in victory. I'm proud of my accomplishment, but also after a moment surprised to see him raise his head and show a big smile. That was the plan all along. He, I guess, gets something, you know, like a siphoned, streams out into the sky through the window, and I just yell after him, "You got me this time, but next time I will be prepared," or something. And with that wonderful scenery, we will I don't know what fucking terms and phrases to use. Sadly, I cannot do anything to commemorate this parting. So I'll start for these moments. The only thing that comes to mind is there's a movie, black and white one, but more recent, when smoking was still okay. Good night and good luck.